All right. Hey, this is Sean from the Heavy Underground Farm Report. And I've got Colin Peterson from Shadow of Jupiter,
Hell
the
yes.
newly signed Ripple Music Band. Colin, congratulations, man. You have signed with
Thanks,
Ripple
brother.
Music, man. Why don't you talk about how that happened?
Oh, well,
Because I know it probably just happened last night, right? It was like a 1 day process.
so, I decided to call Todd last night and say, hey, man, we've got a record coming out. Would you, sign us to your label? And he was like, hell yeah.
So there's the story,
No.
everybody. Thanks for tuning in.
All right. We'll see ya. I'll do the Sean thing and say, no, just kidding. No, just kidding. No, this goes back to last year. We started recording in the studio and kind of make a long story short. I reached out to Todd and said, hey, I've got some mixes from the studio. Would you be so kind as to give me your opinion? And he listened and he responded. He said, I'd love to work with you on this. And it was like, whoa, hold on, wait a minute. Are you am
You
I
had to
picking
be
up what
like,
you're am I picking up what you're laying down here?
yeah, right?
And so, you know, some weeks went by and it manifested. I mean, honest to God, Sean, when it was just me and John, recording in my brother-in-law's basement for Porticelli,
Yeah,
um, it was on the
great
vision
album.
board. The vision board. I want to be on Ripple Music. Look, all the there's
Wow. The
there's
power of
blues.
writing things down.
Exactly. And honestly, to even say, there's Blues Funeral, Majestic Mountain, Magnetic Eye, Heavy Psych Sounds, all these other, you know,
Fantastic labels.
they're all great. But Ripple, man, is like that was just we want to be on Ripple Music. And for Todd to give us the chance, we're just so humbled and honored. He's just so amazing.
He's
Hold
calling
on.
right now. He's
I
literally
know.
calling right.
Hey Todd.
That's fantastic, man. That's so. I can't imagine. Todd is a major figure, obviously, in the scene, and Ripple Music is,
Yeah.
a premier label, and just to have him even listen to your stuff, it was, I'm sure, pretty flattering. But to have him go ahead and sign, so you guys know
Yeah.
pretty early that he wants to work with you. And
Yeah.
this is
Yeah.
like a year ago, right? This is happening like a year or
Not quite. I mean, it
okay.
happened last year, probably sometime in the late summer. And then, after sending him more mixes and tracks, he felt more confident in moving forward. And we're feeling really good about this record. Really good. We're recording one final song on Saturday. So before I forget, I have to thank our wives and significant others, like legit. Saturday is Valentine's Day, and for Stephanie and Lisa and Jenny and Becky to like just live out our rock and roll fantasies, letting us fly
Oh no,
to,
we lost your video there for a second, buddy. There we go.
yeah, yeah. So anyways,
Sorry.
our girls have been the best. I mean, we're getting plane tickets, we're getting hotel rooms, we're going and traveling and, so they've been sacrificing for us. So it's been really awesome of them to let us do this. So yeah, we recorded 99% of the album is done. It's in mixing and mastering. We're finishing up one last song on Saturday, which is Valentine's Day. And he's given us a lot of positive response from what he's hearing so far, and we're working together like a fine oiled machine, putting
Yeah,
out
I bet.
putting out something good.
I'm excited to hear it, man. Well, tell me, so what do you guys do in that period of from initial interest to actually being signed? Was it hard to like just I can't I this is such an obvious question. Was it hard to keep a secret?
Holy Christ. Yes. Yes. I mean, a lot of our close friends, in bands and stuff, today's the first day they're hearing about it. And it's
Yeah.
been it's been so hard to hold back. And, we're like so giddy about it. And we're terrible at keeping secrets. you
Yeah, well,
know?
thanks for sharing it with me. No, you never shared it with me, actually. Yeah, somebody else tortured me with the news a
I
long
know.
time ago too. It's like, oh, I can't even talk to Colin about it. So I'm happy. I'm happy we could talk about it, man. It's a good move for our scene, and it's a good move for you. And you know what? I think it shows um, that if you're willing to work hard as a band, do some good networking, and approach things in the right way, and be cool, good things can
Yeah,
happen to your band, right?
for sure. Yeah, it's kinda it's not kinda, it's business, and
Sure.
we're grateful for all the fans and super fans that are in the genre that at least give us a nod, but dealing with the other bands, just sending them a message, "Man, I love this part," as a guitar player and working in the studio, "Hey, man, how did you get the sound on that song? I really loved what you did here." Caleb from Black Moon Cult, we were
Great
messaging
kid. Great
earlier.
guy.
I message Rusty from High Desert Queen. We text each other back and forth all the time.
Nice.
He shows me his new guitars, and I'm like, "You're such a jerk, man. You got so many cool guitars."
No guitar player has ever been a gearhead too.
Yeah, yeah, it gets us in trouble sometimes. Those late
So,
night
have you
purchase.
checked out Caleb's new pedal? Did you get to try
That's
that
exactly
out yet?
what we were talking about today. So, I
Okay.
think I'm gonna have to pick one of those up when we meet up in Denver.
Right. Hey, well,
Yeah, right.
we'll talk about that in a bit. I want to ask you a couple more questions about your signing with Ripple. Tell me,
Yeah.
did you have a psychological change in the way that you approached writing or recording, knowing that this record was going to be on Ripple? Did it affect you in any way at all?
The only way it affected us was just gave us confidence. We're confident in our songwriting and collaboration as the four of us, three of us have been writing music for decades.
Yeah.
And Adam is the late comer, but I've been playing with him in a cover band with Larry from November's Doom for probably about 10 years. So, we're super confident that we could just get in a room. I mean, a lot of times by the time John walks in fashionably late with his six pack of PBRs, we'll have most of a song written and he'll be like, "What's that?" And so we'll bust out the iPhone and record the riff. And by the next rehearsal,
Amazing.
he'll have a melody and stuff. And he's such a great songwriter, lyricist. We're super confident in our abilities to say that signing to Ripple gave us any type of pause or any being apprehensive or anything special. All it did was give us confidence. We know we can, as we're collaborating more and more, we know we can write great songs.
It's like validation, right? Is that kind of how
For
you
sure.
view it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. For sure. Now the problem with, like, at least me, like, I'll hear a new release. I'm like, I wish our production sounded like that. I wish my guitars sounded like that. I wish we can get the drums to sound like that. And then I go back and I listen to our mixes and I go, we are what we are. And hopefully
Yes.
when we release our album in summer, that other people will kind of think the same thing. But I just want to assure all you other bands out there that are kind of in the same position, just be unique to who you are. Your sound is your sound. You know, that's it.
How is the next album gonna be different? Are you gonna is there gonna be some production differences? Will it sound is there a different sound to it?
Yep.
Do you have access to, like, maybe better tools on this next album? Talk about
Yeah.
that a little bit.
So our recording engineer in new studio, he's a younger guy that we've known. I mean, he's not a young guy, but he's a younger guy.
I don't what is that? He's like 53?
No, no, he's
No,
actually
I'm just kidding.
he's
I'm just
actually
kidding.
I think he's in his 40s.
I
Uh,
remember those days. No, I'm just
yeah,
kidding.
I barely remember those days. And don't ask me about my 20s because those are gone.
Anyway,
um,
sorry.
just from the Bones. Name of the album, by the way. Bones. Just from the
Really? Is
bones
that
of the
really is
song. Yeah, 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 so you heard it here first. Bones
Bones?
is the name of the album.
It's a great name. Awesome.
Yes.
Easier for me to say than Porticelli.
God. Yeah, when we first Porta Coeli or whatever. So, yeah, when we start this album is a collaboration. Porticelli was me and John writing songs using old riffs and recording with my brother-in-law and him programming drums and stuff like that. And then finally us getting into the studio with Scott and Adam, who put their own unique touch on it, but it wasn't a collaboration. It was,
Sure,
okay,
that makes
you guys want to be in a rock and roll band, so do we. You like the songs we wrote, so learn these parts, and that's it. And now we get together, and so uh
this is cool then for these guys especially. This has gotta feel, like, more personal
oh,
for Adam and Scott.
and legit. So the title track of the album is called Bones, and it just basically started with a riff. I remember it was hot as hell out. We were in my garage rehearsing, and Scott just started playing this bass part, and John recorded it. And then months, it took months to sort of evolve and everything. And then another awesome Scott story is that another song we have coming out on the album is called Riot Dogs, and it was originally called Road to Rune. So if you recall, we played Rune Mountain Festival in Ontario, Canada last
Yeah,
summer.
so cool.
Yeah, so Scott plugs into this high watt bass rig and just starts playing a thing. And John was doing a sound check on the mic, and he walked away from the mic, and he's like, "What's that?" And Scott's like, "I don't know. I'm just doing a sound check."
It's our new song. That's cool.
So John recorded that, and then that developed into what's going to be Riot Dogs. So
So, for me being a non-musician, these kind of stories are just, like, amazing. It's like it just comes sometimes it just, like, comes out of nowhere, right?
happy accidents,
That's
happy
cool,
accidents.
man. But
Yeah,
you're smart enough to be opportunistic enough to have somebody there recording things, and that's a credit to, like, a little bit to modern technology,
modern
right?
tech. Exactly. You can whip out of we don't have these old Tascam 4 tracks or pocket tape recorders or voice recorders like we used
Yeah,
to use.
yeah, yeah.
We have a cell phone. We can record and immediately text it to everybody else. Go, I got this riff. What do you think? And that's
That's
what's been happening.
Colin, tell me about like, so you and John go way, way, way back, Zeppelin 3, I think.
Yeah, yeah, Zeppelin 3
So
and even further
college
back with Scott.
yeah, and so tell me, like, yeah, further like, you and Scott were, like, kids and rode BMX bikes together and
Yeah,
stuff, right?
yeah.
So tell me, like, so what is it like when you got that news to sit in a room with Scott and John? You guys are, like, really good friends. What was that conversation like?
I think if I recall correctly, generally, like, I'll take screenshots of emails and then just send it to him,
Okay.
and then see the little exclamation mark pop up on top. But this one was a phone call. I called everyone each individually, and I was like, "Are you sitting down? We got an offer from Ripple Music." And it was like, "Shut up." I'm like, "No, dude, this is the real deal." It's
That's
just everybody was floored. It's so amazing. So amazing. What a great feeling.
I bet, and from you guys to know each other for that long, just I mean, some tears, there's had to be some, like, just any particular
Yeah.
thing anybody said that
It's
just
it's
strikes you as,
it's
like,
like
being
our
hilarious?
it's like our 30-year-old kid still living at home is finally fucking graduating high school.
There we go.
It's finally happening.
So people give up, right? So, like, Colin, most of the guys who were playing in bands when you were in your 20s that you were playing, hey, Seth Petula, my business partner out there. Hey, Seth,
Hey, Seth?
congratulations, label mates. That's gotta sound awesome. Right on, Seth. Thank you, buddy. So most
Yeah.
people give up, and most of the guys that you were playing with back in your 20s, they're not in bands anymore. They don't even go see bands anymore.
Well,
What
fortunately, the
yeah, I know. What was the
Fortunately,
difference?
the guys I was with, a couple of them are no longer with us. So shout out to those guys, and wherever you are, thanks
Yeah,
for helping us on this journey. But, John and Scott have been there from the beginning.
so, man, you guys kept going when other people quit. Why? why didn't you guys just, like, give it up when you were 30, like, before this cool shit happened? You guys coulda laid down the guitars. Why didn't you? What drove you?
Well, so I mean, there's a long period of time where we weren't creating together. We were still best friends, but Scott and I were in separate cover bands. Scott was actually touring the world with a Pearl Jam tribute band as one of their guitar players.
Okay.
And John, has family, the kids, two kids out of college now, one still in college, and then he's, dad, doing the dad thing and doing it very well.
Yeah.
And
That's
and
awesome.
also doing the hot rod thing.
That's right.
So yeah,
Hey, let's give a quick plug to the YouTube channel.
yeah, Doomed Motorworks.
Pretty
For
badass.
if you guys are into muscle cars and old Pontiacs, man, John's your guy for sure. For sure. So with all that, John at least once a year would bug me. Hey man, we've got all these John is like the archivist of
Okay.
everything. If you When you talk to John, he literally still has letters back and forth like with Hellhammer, which became
Shit.
Celtic Frost, and
Oh my god.
he traded tapes with Chuck Schuldiner from Death.
What? That's so cool.
Yeah. Yeah, and the whole, like, Luna Soul Hermano connection is that when I was watching the interview with Rich and the guys Hermano, they had mentioned it couldn't have really happened without this guy Laurent in France.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
He's the curator from Hellfest
Yeah, yeah.
in France, and John's friends with him. John was in a band called
What?
Terminal Death. Yeah.
That's
So,
crazy.
yeah, John was in a band called Terminal Death with Sean Glass, who eventually went on to form a band called Soil,
Okay.
and then, he's now in a
This is
band
like
called Repentance. So
this is like
John's been
death
deep
metal
we
kinda death metal
Yes.
genre? Okay.
Yeah, 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 yeah. So anyways, John would bug me once a year. "Hey, man, I wanna get this stuff recorded before we die. I want this to be like an oral epitaph?" And, finally, during COVID, you know, we
We
connected,
had
and
time.
yeah, we had time, and we made it happen, and here we are, a few years later. Like 23, we released Porticelli. I had my heart attack. Oh, wait, we
Dude,
released Porticelli. I got married. The following week, I had a
then
heart
had
attack
a heart attack.
and then triple bypass.
By the way, I I don't know if that's the right order or not. Probably it is though. But damn, dude.
Yeah,
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 I
yeah,
know.
yeah,
We talked about that on an interview we had with you
in
before, and, like,
at Ripple
so,
Fest.
once again, like, Colin, this is like I mean, do you feel like your heart attack also had some bearing, not just I mean, you're like, dude, like, that's gotta does it drive you every day, or do you just never think about it?
I don't think about it much. I'm grateful. I'm
But it
seriously
changed you, right?
grateful. Yeah, 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 you gotta, try and take care of yourself and be a little more cautious. But, at other points too, it's like, well, I kind of want to enjoy myself and live my life as well. So,
Oh, man.
when my body tells me to slow down a bit, I slow down a bit. But other than that, I do my music stuff. I come to work every day, and I'm grateful.
You apparently have no idea what slowing down a bit means. We'll try to help you with a definition there because you are apparently not slowing down at all. Man, hey, you're not slowing down. You got shows coming up.
Yeah.
Does being on Ripple change your touring schedule, your touring outlook? Do you have festivals? Or you have a chance to go to Europe? Have you talked about any of these things?
We've talked about it. Europe hasn't presented itself yet, and I haven't really pursued it. I think, we like being home base, in Chicago playing at Edgy's. Um,
Great place to be.
I have a really good relationship with Shane from Empire Productions there, and he's pulled through on some favors for me, and
Right
he's
on.
stoked that we're signed to Ripple. It gives you a bit more legitimacy, right?
Sure.
You wanna put on a show, and if you're coming at him with, "Hey, my band is on Ripple Music," that kind of raises eyebrows, and we realize that. But the nice thing about Shane is, our last email regarding the High Desert Queen show, he's like, "Hey, I got to spread the love around a little bit, and rightfully so. We've got some great bands around here. You know, our friends Team Hoss, Black Sunrise. There's
Yeah,
there's just, I mean, there's countless bands. You know, the Midwest Doom Coalition, Chicago chapter is loaded with
strong.
any band on there deserves to be heard by everyone around the world.
Yeah, I love that.
Great people, great music, you know, so much diverse music. So, yeah, as far as, you know, the heart attack changing my life, you know, yeah, it changed it because I get to keep having a life.
Hey, dude.
Yeah, doing the shows. So we were talking about touring, you know, that's something that maybe we would do, like maybe a 3 day, like do a Friday, Saturday, Sunday, or a Thursday, Friday, Saturday, something like that. Other than that, we love being invited to and flying out for festivals.
Do you really? I know of a
Yeah,
festival happening in Denver, Colorado called Hufferfest.
no kidding.
Mile High Riffs, and actually, we have booked Shadow of Jupiter. And dude, I'm serious. Thanks. I really appreciate you coming out to play it. And you talked about being on Ripple, adding little air of legitimacy in some way, man. For
Yeah,
me, it's like, hey, it's a selling point for me because I get to I have multiple Ripple music bands on the label. I got
exactly.
some guys from Blues Funeral, and you know what? It's fucking cool to be able to say that. You know, it's like, hey, you know what?
Yeah,
You may not. Everybody in Denver may not be familiar with Shadow of Jupiter yet, but when I can throw out, hey, Shadow of Jupiter on Ripple Music, like
yeah,
I think it's just one more thing. People are like, hey man, well, gosh, they're on Ripple. I mean, and if you're involved in the heavy underground scene, you know who that is. And
for
so,
sure.
man, I'm stoked about it. I'm stoked for you. You and I go back for just we've known each other for a couple of years now and had the pleasure of meeting in person, and you're a wonderful person. And John and Adam and Scott are all great guys. And I've had the pleasure of meeting you all, and I couldn't be happier for anybody than I am for you right now, man,
Oh, that
and
means a
signing
lot,
for
man. Thank
Ripple
you.
too. It's so cool.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna plug my show again, man. If you want to see Shadow of Jupiter, I know. Well, I mean, well, first of all, plug your show that's coming up because it's amazing.
Yeah, April 12th, we are going to be local support for High Desert Queen in Yep.
Sorry,
Yep.
and over the other band. Go
Right.
ahead. High Desert Queen
Right.
and
In Grand Moreno, right?
damn, dude,
From
they're so
Mexico City.
badass.
They
Yeah,
really are.
yeah.
What a great group. That just a couple of guys, man, and they tear it up. So we're super stoked for that. And then Reggie's announced it, and I guess now I can officially announce it. We're going to do a Ripple 15-year anniversary showcase in Chicago.
Hell yeah, dude. When is that?
That's going to be June 27th. It's a Saturday. There's a few Ripple bands that are going out to shit. What is it? An East Coast Fest. They're going to be coming through town.
We don't
And they
talk about it. No, I'm just kidding.
No,
I'm
no.
totally
Yeah,
kidding. I'm totally kidding. Is it
yeah.
legalized, or I think Maryland
No,
has
it's
a
not
thing going?
legalized. It might be Maryland Doomfest
Like they
or one of
call it something different, right? Like I think they're doing.
something. Yeah, and I'm sorry I
We'll
don't
hashtag. Well,
know.
we'll get your plug in, you guys.
Yeah.
We're
So
stoked
anyways,
about
yeah,
what you're
Ripple
doing.
15-year anniversary Ripple Showcase, June 27th at Reggie's. And it's going to be us. And we're super proud to support our label mates, Stone Nomads from Texas.
Hell yeah, right
And
on.
headlining the show will be the amazing Wolf Tooth.
I have seen Wolf Tooth as recently
No,
as
you
2
have.
weeks ago, and bad
Yep.
dude. Fucking
Yeah.
high energy, kick ass rock and roll from start to
They're amazing.
finish. I shout out to my friend Mickey Wilkerson. Love that
Oh my
set. I got a
God.
great picture of him
He's like a
rocking
super
out.
fan.
Dude,
Yeah, he's a super
they
fan.
were fucking fantastic. I would, you know what? They're the kind of band that I would like to have if I had my own festival. And if I had my own festival, I'd call it Hufferfest. That's what I'd call it.
That's a great idea.
Wait! Yeah, man.
Wait.
I'm so stoked that you guys are coming out, man. Colin's
Yeah.
band, Shadow Jupiter, is playing on Sunday at Hufferfest with Black Moon Cult and Denver Absolute Monsters, Messiah Vor. If
Right?
you live in Denver, you know who they are. And if you are outside of Denver, you need to learn. These guys are fantastic. We also have Black
Our pet
Sunrise from the Chicago
Black.
region. And man, we got a great local band. Electric Condor jumped into the show after we had someone drop out. Electric Condor, it brings kind of like a Queen of the Stone Age kind of like feel, man. Really, just good desert rock band. They added a organ the last time I saw them. They're freaking cool, man. I think you'll dig them.
I gotta tell you, I was unfamiliar with them and you announced them. I was like, I immediately clicked on it, went to YouTube, and there's video from Bar 404.
Yeah, they're you know what?
And I was like, these guys are badass, man. I cannot wait to catch that
Yeah,
band.
we're super happy to have those guys too. And then the rest of the weekend is just fantastic. So I'm glad you're coming out, man. I'm glad we get to hang out.
Man,
Glad we get to, spend some time chatting, dude. Once again, I'm gonna wrap this up, but congratulations to Shadow of
thank you.
Jupiter signing with, hey, Ripple Music, and congratulations to Ripple Music for being
Yeah,
fortunate enough to have another outstanding band like Shadow of Jupiter added to their roster. Colin, I
yeah.
will talk to you real soon, bud. I'll get this knocked out. We'll put it on you. Oh, wait,
We've got one more thing.
we do have one
But
more thing,
wait,
don't we? If
but
you've
wait,
hung in
there's
this
more.
long, you're in for a treat.
Yes, you are. In celebration of our Ripple announcement and thanks to all of the Huffer family, a Heavy Underground Farm Report and Hufferfest. I'm going to let Sean and Andrea take care of the details. All they have to do is send me a mailing address. So for two listeners, I think first prize is going to be, or the first, whatever you want to
Yeah,
call it.
yeah.
I'm gonna send you one of our new Shadow of Jupiter shirts,
You know you want that. I
fresh
do.
from merch bin.
I'm pretty
And
sure I'm gonna win that. No, I'm just kidding.
oh yeah,
That's not
and
happening. I'm kidding.
and, and then somebody else who gets their name drawn, I'm going to send you a Porticelli CD.
So
So
good.
yeah, thanks to the whole community, everybody. There's so many people we owe a debt of gratitude to. Not only you and Andrea, but John Gist. He was legit the first one to put us in the ears of the masses.
Great. Yeah.
Scott from Clean and Sober Stoner. Sunil has been amazing to us. Just so many. Fraser Jones wrote so many nice things about us. So yeah, man, we're just forever indebted to you guys. And of course, thanks to Todd at Ripple for giving us a shot. You won't be disappointed.
Dude, I'm so stoked for you, man. Hey, thanks so much for doing this on the fly, man. We've been waiting, literally, Colin. You and I have been waiting months to do this, so I'm glad we got to do it today, bud. Hey, man, tell the rest of the guys, give them a hug for me and tell them
We'll do
congratulations.
for sure.
But I'll
For
slap
sure.
this up on YouTube as quick as possible. In the meantime, thank you for everybody who's tuned into view. This will be up on Facebook for a couple days for sure, and then we'll have it on YouTube hopefully sometime in the next 24 hours. So
Yep.
thanks
We'll
for
draw it.
tuning
And
in.
I'll be sending you some merch.
We're going to be sending you some merch from Shadow of Jupiter, man. Hey, this is
Right on.
Sean from the Heavy Underground Farm Report with Colin Peterson from Shadow of Jupiter. Thanks for tuning in. Colin, if you could hang on one second, I'm going to let everybody else go. Thanks, guys. Rock
Peace.
on! Support your local music shit, y'all.
That's right.
Yeah!